Hello everyone, my name is Ryson and welcome to RysFix. And in this video I will show you how to replace a fuel pump of a KTM RC 390. So it is going to be a very interesting video guys, so see that you like the video now only. And if you are coming on this channel for the first time, see that you subscribe. So come on, let's start the video. So guys, first thing that you will have to do after taking out the tank is you will have to empty the petrol from the tank. So I have made use of this pipe and I have taken out as much petrol as I can. Now how to separate this petrol tank from the bike, I have already made a video on that. I will put a link of that video in the end screen so you can later go there, watch that video, take out your fuel tank and then come and follow this video. So once you empty the fuel tank, the next thing that you will have to do is you will have to keep the fuel tank upside down on the floor like this. And on the back side of the fuel tank you will notice that there are 6 bolts which are holding the fuel pump. So the next thing is you will have to take out all these 6 bolts. And as you guys can see, these are the 6 bolts. Keep them in a safe place so that you will not lose them. Then you will have to pull the fuel pump out like this. Just adjust it and take it out. And once you pull it out, your fuel pump will come out easily like this. So this is my fuel pump. There's only one thing wrong with this fuel pump, and that is the motor of this fuel pump has stopped working. I will share with you the story of this fuel pump guys. I did not ride this bike for few months and at that time the petrol inside the tank was very less. Now if this fuel pump is totally submerged in the petrol, then nothing happens to it. But if there is very less petrol in a fuel tank and if this motor or fuel pump is not totally submerged in the petrol, then it becomes dry from inside and it stops working. Even the showroom guys suggest this guys to keep your fuel tank full all the time, especially if you are storing the bike for a long time. So I made that mistake. That is the reason why my motor got spoiled. And when I checked the price of the fuel pump guys, at that time the price of the fuel pump was around 13,000. Then I thought that instead of replacing the whole pump, the motor is available separately and is falling slightly cheap in 2,000 to 3,000 rupees. Then I came across a YouTube channel who were selling this type of motors. Now since they were selling it on YouTube, I thought these people are genuine guys. So I bought the motor from these people. Now that same motor I installed on this fuel pump and the bike did not even run for one day guys. The next day only the motor stopped working. Stopped working means it was not taking load and the bike was stalling. This type of fraud happens online guys, because people sell anything and we fall into that trap. Now how I replace the motor on this fuel pump, that I will show you in this video, but it is useless to do that guys, because all the aftermarket motors that you get are duplicate motors and they don't work. But if you have any old fuel pump from other bike on which the motor is working but rest of the things are worn out, then from that fuel pump you can take out the motor and you can put it on your fuel pump. That is the reason why I will show you how to replace the motor on this fuel pump. So the first thing that you will have to do is you will have to take out the 5 screws which I have taken out just now from this motor. Once you take out those 5 screws, your motor will get disconnected from the fuel pump assembly like this, as you guys can see. And look at the filter of this motor guys. It is like totally worn out. Now this bike has run only 6,000 kilometers. Even then look at the status of this filter. Now to disconnect this motor totally from the fuel pump, the next thing that you will have to do is you will have to pull this pipe and disconnect it from the motor. Once you disconnect that, you will notice that there are 2 wires shouldered to this motor. As you guys can see, these are the 2 wires. Both these wires you will have to disconnect now. But before that, there will be metal extensions on the motor like this. Just take them out and keep it in a safe place. Otherwise, they will keep on falling. And on the side here, you will see that there is a plastic spacer. Take out that spacer and keep it in a safe place. Then get a soldering machine, melt the wire and disconnect the wire from the motor. There will be 2 wires connected to this motor. See that you keep a note on where the red wire is connected and where the black wire is connected. Once you disconnect the red wire, now it's time to disconnect the black wire. Once you disconnect both these wires, if you pull the motor out, it will come out and it will be totally separated from the fuel pump. As you guys can see, this is my fuel pump without the motor. And this is the fuel indicator guys. When you fill petrol in the fuel tank, this thing comes up like this and it shows on the meter that the petrol is full in a fuel tank. So this is my old motor guys which I have taken out just now, and this is my new motor guys. This I had purchased from a YouTube channel. I will not take anybody's name here guys. How many kilos is the motor, everything is written on this package. But again I would like to tell you guys, don't buy motors online like this. You will get them for cheap but they don't work. They'll only take your money and run. And as you guys can see, it is written on the box as well, no warranty. Now why this is written here? It is because these guys also know that these motors are not going to work. This is only a money making racket, guys. But still, let's take it out and see. As you guys can see, it comes with a nice filter. The motor also looks exactly the same. You get the product, guys. There is no problem with that. But the product is duplicate and it is not going to work even for a single day. As you guys can see how similar they look. Now on my old motor where the pipe gets connected, by mistake I broke that part because I was trying to restart the motor. I was trying to tap it slightly so that it starts working, and by mistake it fell down from my hand and that part broke. But the sad part is after that my motor started working because I put a very tiny rod and I tried to rotate the inner system of the motor and it started working. But even when it started working, I could not put it back because where the pipe gets connected, I broke that part. So this type of strange things happened to me because of this motor, guys. So this is the new motor. So how I install this motor on the fuel pump, that I will show you now. Everything I'm going to show you guys, so don't worry. So this motor I first tested by connecting it directly to the battery, and as you guys can see, when I connected the motor to the battery directly, it started working. So I was very happy at this point, guys. Then I put the air filter on the motor. I put the air filter lock. Then I slide it inside this motor on the fuel pump like this. Once I slided it in, I put it in position like this, and all the screws which I had taken out, those screws I put back. Once I put back the 2 screws on top, on the bottom part a clamp goes like this. I put that clamp back. Once I put back that clamp, there's another clamp which goes here on which the 2 screws sit which secure the motor. Then I put back the 2 screws from here and I put the motor in position. Then I put back the spacer in position which we had taken out, and here also 1 screw goes, that screw I put back. So once my motor was in position, the wires which I had disconnected from this motor, those I put back now. And by using the soldering machine, I connected the red wire first, and once I connected the red wire, then I connected the black wire. Once I connected both the wires, the pipe which I had disconnected from my old motor, that pipe I will put back now on this motor. Once you put back this pipe, you are done replacing the motor from the fuel pump. So like this, you will have to replace the motor from the fuel pump. But it did not work for me, guys, because the motor was duplicate. Then after this thing, guys, I did not ride the bike for more 3 years, and because of which my fuel tank got rusted entirely from inside. I have cleaned that tank already, which I have shown in my last video. So if there is rust inside of your fuel tank, then how to clean that and get rid of the rust permanently, that I have shown in that video. If you guys have not watched that video, then I will put the entire playlist of KTM repair videos in the end screens. You can go there and check all those videos out later. It is a very important video, guys. So now you will have to put this fuel pump back inside of the fuel tank. So because I did not get success with the motor, I went to the service center and I bought the original fuel pump. But this time when I went to the service center, you will be surprised, guys. Just for 6,800 rupees, I got a new fuel pump. It is like almost half rate, guys. I don't know if there is a price drop or if somebody was doing some monkey business in the service center that time. As you guys can see, it is written on the box. This is the original fuel pump. It cost me 6,785 rupees. And you can even trust this pump, guys. If you install the duplicate motor on the pump, it is not trustworthy, guys. Your bike can stall anywhere and anytime. That motor can stop working anytime and you can get stranded anywhere and anytime. So that is the reason why I don't recommend that motor, guys. My recommendation is you replace the entire fuel pump, which you will get for 7,000 rupees in any of the KTM service centers. I did not buy this fuel pump for more than 3 years, guys, and good that I did not buy at that time, because at that time it was 13,000 and now I got it for 7,000. So I almost got it for half rate. So this fuel pump I will put back inside of my fuel tank. Now you will have to take care of one thing when you are putting this fuel pump back into the fuel tank. You will have to make sure that you are putting it inside in the right direction. So see which side I am putting the fuel pump inside of the fuel tank and which side the air filter is located. So watch carefully. So once you place the fuel pump inside of the fuel tank nicely, there is a rubber gasket around it. See that you align it nicely, and once you align it nicely, the 6 bolts which you had taken out, now it's time to put back those 6 bolts. Now while tightening these bolts, see that you tighten the opposite bolts, guys. If you don't tighten the opposite bolts, then there are chances that the petrol will leak out. So opposite bolts means once you tighten this bolt, the next bolt that you will have to tighten should be directly opposite of this bolt, which is this one. And like this you will have to tighten all the bolts. Once you tighten all the bolts, your fuel pump is now replaced. But still you are not done, guys. Some things you will have to take out from the old fuel pump and you will have to install it here. So this is my old fuel pump, and on this you will notice this part from which the fuel flows out. Now this entire assembly you will have to take out from this pump and you will have to put it on the new pump. So slide this ring locks up like this. Once you slide up both the ring locks, now you will have to pull out these rubber pipes. You can make use of a screwdriver like this to take them out. Now while disconnecting these rubber pipes, see that you watch carefully which pipe is connected where. If you connect it the wrong way, then the petrol will not flow out. Once you take this out, see that you wipe it nicely and clean it. Then you will have to put it on your new pump and place it in the groove like this. And the two pipes which you had disconnected, now it's time to put them back. But on the new fuel pump there will be this red covers. You'll have to take this out first and then you will have to connect these two pipes. Once you connect these two pipes, now it's time to put the ring locks back in position. So slide them down and put them in position. Once you put both those ring locks in position, now your fuel tank is ready to go back on the bike. So get the tank near the bike and first thing that you should do is connect this plug here so that your motor gets started. And the next thing that you will have to connect is the pipe which is coming from the fuel injector. So connect that pipe to the fuel tank like this so that the fuel which you put inside of the fuel tank will go in the injector. So now I will start and I will show you guys, and let's see if the fuel pump starts. If the fuel pump is starting, then a sound should come. So when you start the bike guys, here you can see that I have turned my key on, and when I turn on the engine button, I should hear a sound. And as you guys heard that the motor on the fuel pump is turning on. So once I heard that sound guys, I got really relaxed. But there is no petrol inside the fuel tank guys. So the next thing is, so here comes my petrol. I will pour this entire petrol inside of my fuel tank guys. So I put the entire petrol inside of the fuel tank, and let's see guys if the bike starts after 3 years. So come on, let's start the bike. And as you guys can see, the bike has started guys. This sound is like a music to my ears guys. So with this your fuel pump is replaced. Once your bike starts, see that you put back the fuel tank properly. Put all the nuts and bolts. Put back the plastic fuel tank cover. Put back the fuel lid and then put back the side panels. I've already made a video on all these things guys. Watch the entire playlist and do the repairs by yourself. And if you found this particular video useful, then see that you like and share with your friends and family. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then see that you subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon so that you will not miss any of my future videos. Till then, this is Ryzen Finance signing out until we meet again.